We got more details coming out from OTAs that we're going to talk about today. Also, Darnell Mooney appears to be on track to return by training camp and why the running back room is still open. We're going to get to all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm Haize, host and creator of What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host here, Haize. You can follow me right off the top at CEO Haize. You can follow the show at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform. And we're going to jump right in with more things to come out of OTAs. Again, more times than not, you're going to get nothing but positivity coming out of OTAs. You can get a little kind of insight on some things that are going on and maybe where the coaches' mindsets are with things. But it seemed like Lucas Patrick saw some minutes as the starting center. And so, with that said, seeing some snaps there, I think they're going to use Lucas Patrick all the way around. I wouldn't really read too much into Lucas Patrick getting some starting reps because at the end of the day, he's going to play some center. He's going to play some guard. He's going to play probably all over that offensive line, but he's probably going to be the main backup to the center as well. So it looks like Lucas Patrick was at the starting center a lot, and Nate Davis, who showed up as well, was starting at right guard, kind of what you expect. There are not too many surprises. Seems like also Velus Jones actually had a pretty good day out there practicing team drills and really showing out. Velus Jones, a player who has disappointed quite a bit, right, in that season, but started turning it on more in the back half of the season. So, if he's really ready to contribute and be used in the offense and special teams, hopefully we can get that Dropsy Jones moniker gone from him. And if he does, listen, Velus Jones has more than enough opportunity and a chance to really carve out some type of role for the Chicago Bears. I don't know, with our improvement in the wide receiver room, don't really know what that looks like as far as him there in the wide receiver part, but definitely on special teams. And, we'll see if he can, grow in that area too, especially with the changes to kickoffs, and then how he's utilized in the offense if he used at all. Also seems like Tyreek Stevenson saw, quote-unquote, a good amount of being the starter out there on the outside. This is something that we kind of expect. Looks like they were actually Tyreek Stevenson was going up against DJ Moore and Tyler Scott quite a bit in OTAs yesterday. So, again, more positivity coming out that we all expect Tyreek Stevenson to be that starter. I think as things started going on, news started coming out, you expect Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, and Kendall Vidor, oh God, no, Kyler Gordon out there as well, getting most of the snaps there. And listen, Tyreek Stevenson is showing enough, turning enough heads with the defensive coordinator, Alan Williams, who, we'll see. And Alan Williams also confirmed that Kyler Gordon will play exclusively in the slot next season, which means that starting outside position next to Jalen Johnson is technically up for grabs, and we would like to see Tyreek Stevenson be the one to snatch that and take that away from like a Jalen Jones and a Kendall Vidor. So enough to keep looking out for the rookie on that. We had a lot of returns also in practice yesterday. Eddie Jackson making his return from Lisfranc surgery. Jalen Johnson was back. Nate Davis was back. And so getting all these guys in for the last week of OTAs before we then take a brief break and get ready for training camp. Like I said before, it's important to get everybody kind of in rhythm as much as you can and get as many reps and snaps as you can leading into the preseason because we want to know, right? We want everybody to be as close to on the same page as much as possible. So having those three players back that are all going to be starters for the Chicago Bears is hugely important as well. So it looks like also Terrell Smith, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool were all missing from OTAs yesterday. Not too much of a concern there. We know Chase Claypool is rehabbing that foot injury. We know Darnell Mooney already said it. He's probably not going to be back until the start of training camp, which he seems like he's on pace for. And so, that's kind of things that you expect from that, and we'll see. Eddie Jackson working his tail off is the exact quote that was said in this. He worked it off to return. He had a season-ending Lisfranc surgery, so he made his return back. And seems like, hey, listen, he's participating for the first time in a while, got into some team drills, and getting that chemistry as well, going to be important. Our secondary is going to be a big part of what we do this season, so having him ready to go is important as well. And so Jalen Johnson also said he is not considered at all a holdout, at all holding out with his contract situation. That's one thing to come out in this. And that's another positive thing to take away. I think, and what we, as much as we worry and talk about what's going on with Jalen Johnson's contract, it really seems he's at peace with it and just ready to come in, perform, let the contract situation kind of take care of what it is. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go favorably for him or the team or whatever that means, but it's good that he's just focused on football. Even saying this, I'm a dad before anything else. Before I'm a football player, before anything, I'm a dad first. And so focusing on providing for his family, not holding out. Listen, that is what it is. That needs to be the focus here. Everything else on the field is going to work itself out, right? And so we'll see. Also to come out of this, Jaquan Brisker said that he was not happy about his rookie season, saying, I really wasn't happy. We went 3-14. I feel like I didn't have the year I should have had. I definitely wasn't happy with anything at all. That's my truthful answer. We have young players on this team that are shaping up to be leaders. And I've talked about it before. Jaquan Brisker is a leader. He's a guy that, especially as he matures and comes along, he's going to be a leader for this Chicago Bears defense for hopefully years and years and years to come. And yeah, it's lip service right now. We need to go out. But, I think many people were impressed with Jaquan Brisker's season. So to hear that he's not impressed because it didn't translate to wins, that's what you want to hear from your leadership to a degree, right? And so I'm glad that, he's having that mindset. And Jaquan Brisker, listen, he's going to be a big part of the Chicago Bears defense, led the defense in sacks. That hopefully should not be the case this season at all, but just overall, him being ready to go. And the biggest thing that we continue to hear out of OTAs is the chemistry between DJ Moore and Justin Fields. And it is great that they're hitting that chemistry early. Even saying this, Jaquan Brisker says they look good. They look like they're best friends. 1 and 2, you're going to see. So that chemistry, that's really what you wanted out of this OTA period and what you want out of training camp. You want your number one wide receiver that you newly acquired and your quarterback, Justin Fields, to build that chemistry, to get that second hand going, right, to where he's going to know and trust where DJ Moore is going to be. That is going to help Justin Fields' development so much. And, Jaquan Brisker saying this, it's a different chemistry right now. It's only OTAs. Sky's the limit for them and our offense. And, yeah, those two players getting their chemistry together is one of the most important things. And so it's good to hear that they're working on that as well. Again, all kind of sunshine and rainbows coming out of OTAs. That's what you expect right now. And we hope that continues. Going through training camp, going through everything, hopefully that chemistry is something that we feel and it's palpable once they get on the field together. And if that happens, listen, as I've been saying, the sky is truly the limit for this offense, at least right now, potential-wise. Let's see if it comes out from the paper onto the field. Now, one thing before we go, like I said already, touched on Darnell Mooney seems to be on track for the return to training camp. That's going to be important for him. Even who says Darnell is working his tail off, he's on track. He'll be ready for training camp. That's what you want to hear, right? Going through OTA is cool. He's still been around the team, around Justin Fields. So we know that. We already know the chemistry he has with Justin Fields as well. But we need him ready to go by training camp. You want to look at this wide receiver room as fully healthy as early as possible so we can start building the chemistry between all three receivers and Justin Fields and that offensive line, just everybody to get in rhythm as quick as possible. One of the biggest competitions that we're going to have with the Chicago Bears this season is the running back room, right? And so the running back coach, David Walker, says all bets are off as far as who's going to be the starter right now, saying this: no one has earned a seat in that room yet, and they're all going to earn their seats from what we do now until August, whenever that third preseason game is. So that's a good thing, and they know that's been communicated to them. So it seems like there's a wide open, and we expected this, run and dash to who's going to be the running back one, right? And as of right now, they are not pre-marking. It seems like Khalil Herbert may be in the lead because he's been here, he understands the system, things like that. But it's not a foregone conclusion at all. Luke Getsy even adding to that. They're just all getting to learn what they're supposed to do, and that way, when we put pads on, sometimes in August, it'll all iron itself out. As long as the guys feel really good about their responsibilities in all three phases, run game, pass game, and protection game, that's what's most important we can get done right now is to make sure their brains are all ready to roll. And again, one of the things, every running back that's in this running back room has their own things and limitations against them. They have all their own positives. Khalil Herbert, we of course want to see him growing that passing game, right? Growing the protection game as well. Dante Foreman coming in, 1-year deal, has a lot to prove as well, but has shown enough versatility in him and his skill set that you trust that he's going to do things. And then Roschon Johnson, talked about it. They kind of heir apparent marked by so many Bears fans to be the running back one at some point, but they're not going to rush and just hand it to him. He's going to have to earn it. But like I said before, the thing that the aspect that benefits the most from the competition in that running back room is the players, the team, and the fans, right? We all benefit from it. The players are going to know they're going to have to bring their A game every single day to not only earn it, but to keep that position when the season starts. The team is going to get it because they're going to get players that are ready to go and trying to show what they can bring every single day. And us as fans are going to benefit from hopefully seeing some damn good football and the running game being hopefully the number one running game in the league as well, because we got a running back room that I tell you, yes, it has its things and its question marks, but we have one of the deepest running back rooms in all of football, especially when you add in the other acquisitions. Kahari Blasingame, you still got to add in, right? Travis Homer, you still got to add in that, right? So we have that, and we still have young guys as well who are ready to try to show something. It's going to be a competition for that running back one position, and whatever it ends up shaking out, we're going to get the best out of that. So glad to hear it. Overall positive vibes with OTAs this year. Not as much injury concerns as we've heard before, except the injuries that we've come into the season expecting. Chase Claypool, hopefully that foot injury gets together. But overall, we've gone through this OTA period, and it's been pretty damn good, pretty damn exciting. A lot of positivity to come out of it. Let's see what happens next in training camp. We'll start getting a little bit more solid foundation on who's kind of in the lead in some of these position battles. And then ultimately, to even the running back coach's spot. It's not going to be decided a lot until that third preseason game who exactly has earned what spot. And we're going to get to see a lot of good football between now and then. But that's my time for today. Thank you for tuning in to another daily episode of Chicago Bears Central. I can't stress enough just how special what we're building here means, and to have you guys be as active and vocal part of that community, man, it means a lot. Follow the show at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for our mailbag episodes, number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. And still in this from Booker, Chicago up, Bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.